Hey everybody, it's Kneecap here, and in this video we have the 11.2.7 whatever patch notes called the warning. That'll be coming out tomorrow, December 2nd, and we have the official patch notes for it. Been looking forward to this patch. There's only a couple like huge things in here, but there's a lot of little things as well to go over. So we'll just kind of hit all the patch notes, and of course I'll give my thoughts on everything or expand upon anything that I feel like I want to expand upon. We have the launch on December 2nd. We have the housing early access. It's going to be the biggest thing for the most people, probably. Midnight Prologue campaign, revamped new and returning player experience, lore walking, elves campaign, Pandaren heritage armor, turbulent timeways, housing decor, weekly quests, and of course, in 1 week, the Brawlers Guild, which is the other thing that I'm probably the housing early access and the Brawlers Guild are what I'm most interested in. But we'll hit everything. Continuing the War Within campaign. Through the ghosts, though the ghosts of Crash have been put to rest, a new danger looms. Varisa Windrunner is stricken by visions of her new threat, a dire prophecy of Quel'Thas's fall. You'll continue the War Within campaign, beginning the Visions of Shadowed Sun quest found in your adventure guide to learn more about what portents await. So we'll have the Midnight Prologue. So that's not the same as the pre-patch, I don't think. That's just like the prologue quest heading into that. Stake your claim with housing early access. So while I'm not the biggest housing person in the world, this is definitely going to be the most popular thing. So players who have purchased any edition of Midnight, so basically if you just pre-ordered it, even the cheapest one, whatever, you can start doing your home stuff. If you don't have Midnight yet, you'll still be able to begin adding to your housing collection through activities and achievements and by getting them from vendors. So you can kind of get yourself ready, even if you're not somebody who pre-orders, which I think is totally fine. You know, I do it, but, you know, I mostly do it just so I can get beta early at this point because you get guaranteed beta and I don't have it guaranteed otherwise. So that's the biggest reason I do it. But yeah, so you have the housing stuff. You can get started. If you haven't done any of this yet on the beta or anywhere else, it's actually really fun. It's a lot to get into. Like it's a big learning thing. Like it's like a whole separate game. It's like playing The Sims in World of Warcraft, right? It's a big thing. It's a whole other game inside the game, I would say. New and returning player experiences. Whether you're a new player returning from hiatus, we've got you covered. New players will discover a smoother transition to get caught up in the updated new player experience. Players seeking to return to Azeroth will find a guided returning player experience to help you remember how to play the game and get you on the path with the next latest content in World of Warcraft. They basically just put some characters that you know better and stuff, some more well-known characters in there, and tried to, again, the smoothing word is probably pretty apt. They tried to make it a little bit more of a smooth transition and whatnot, because I think one thing that they, and it's, new players still won't fully make sense, but you go from this to being called a hero and stuff like that, and maybe they're trying to put you with some known heroes, so it's like, okay, like I guess I'm a part of them or something, I don't know, but that's the idea. New lore walking, the Elves of Quel'Thas. Meet with Lorewalker Cho to learn about the origins of Blood Elves and Void Elves. You'll begin the journey with retelling of the Scourge attack on Silvermoon City and the Lich King's assault on the Sunwell. Later, you'll find out more about the tainting of the Sunwell by Illyria Windrunner and the creation of the Void Elves. So you'll get some old lore, like some old like Warcraft lore, and then you'll get some lore that happened in World of Warcraft itself, like not that long ago. So like Legion probably, or I don't know exactly when it happened, but somewhere about maybe BFA something. The Pandaren heritage armor. Return to the Wandering Isle alongside familiar cast of Pandaren to set right all that's gone awry with preparations of the Spirit Festival. Rally villagers and spirits alike to restore harmony in the celebration and earn the new Pandaren heritage armor for your collection. So yeah, I think it looks cool. I'm not a big panda player myself, but you know, this stuff does look cool. If you like a panda anyways, then I have to imagine you'd like this armor. Like it looks pretty fitting, I would say. Take a ride on the turbulent timeways December 2nd to February 9th. So you got about a month, a little over a month. Bronze Dragon Flight. So this turbulent timeways is basically you do it every week and then you get a mount. It's like the big thing. I have this page open to show you what the mount is. It's the Brown's Gravewing mount. And if it's like the other one, you could also perhaps get it to drop. So like the Sky Captain Hooktail mount, the Pirate Dragon. I actually have that to drop. A lot of people did. And I didn't even have to finish the timeways. So you can either grind it out, do it every week, or you can get it lucky on a drop and get this mount. It's not nothing special. It's like a very clay looking version of the Gravewing, basically, but +1. The Brawler's Guild. So this is the thing I'm most excited about, but I'm actually happy it's not happening until December 9th, because we're also going to have a lot of beta stuff this week, and I was really worried that I was going to be stretched too thin, and I'm actually extremely happy this is not coming out for one more week. I know that might be unpopular for a lot of people, but for me, it's very good, which I totally get. For most people, that it might not be. Step back into the fighting ring to engage in one-on-one combat with a variety of new and familiar bosses. Players will once more be able to sign up and take on these foes and climb in the ranks to stand ringside and watch the spectacle. Location: Brawler's Arena in Ogremar, Stormwind, Bismo's Brawl Pub, and the Deep Realm Tram. We're making some additional improvements, changing the boss rotation, and adding some new bosses along the way. Players will also be able to earn challenge achievements and collect some new rewards, including housing decor, a recolored flying mount, and even Bruce in a new colored variation. The new flying mount is like it's just like a rocket. It's like one of the goblin rockets, I believe, similar to that. They don't have the link here, so I can't like click and show you, but it's one of those like goblin rockets from Undermine type thing. And then it's like a black one, I believe. And then Bruce is the big gator mount, if you've never done this before. And so it's just a slightly modified version of that. Nothing super crazy, but this I hope it's fun. I usually have fun doing these, and I plan on doing guide for it and stuff like that. So I'm looking forward to that. Horrific Visions, you can now queue for either of them. You don't have to wait the weekly rotation. So if you still have achievements or anything you need to get done for Horrific Visions, I believe there might even be decor in this as well, so you might need to go back and get currency for decor if you want it. Items: the following legacy currencies can now be loosely shared between characters with a warband: Apexis crystals from Draenor, Order resources from Legion, and Veiled Argonite from Legion. So those are like your resources for like your order halls and stuff like that. So yeah, we'll nothing huge there, but that is a step in the right direction. Apexis crystals is a big one for a lot of people, including me, because yeah, I had a lot on one character, but it's not the character I wanted them to have it on. Legion Remix: Broken Isles world bosses have begun spawning in from other timelines. I think that's just going to mean that they're going to spawn more often, because it's kind of hard to get all the world bosses killed for the achievement. Doomguard Challenger now drops fragmented momentum sleep pack challenges on Heroic World Tier. Fixing issue preventing the achievement next victim. Eris, is there anything super important? If you're still doing, basically they're making things slightly easier on Legion Remix if you're still grinding that out. Skywriting: most abilities now have 6 charges and Vigor has been removed. This is cool. This is how it works on Midnight. Takeoff is now free to use. Whirling Surge is now a 30-second cooldown. So basically, if you didn't know, if you didn't play beta, you haven't watched anybody play beta, Skywriting now, it just has charges, but you don't have Vigor. So like you can't infinitely spam stuff, but you also should never really not have anything to press. If you mix in your Whirling Surge with your 6 charges, like you're gonna get wherever you're going before you run out of stuff, essentially. Like it's just meant to take away some of that. Like at first it was like a cool little mini game, but at this point they're like, okay, people just want to fly and not play a mini game. So now at the same point, it's not infinite, because then you might as well just be instantly teleporting probably, and that's like not a bridge they quite want to cross there. Because imagine if you could just spam Whirling Surge infinitely, you would just get wherever you wanted to go basically instantly. User interface and accessibility: press and hold option now works for single button assistant. That's a good one. So you can just hold down the button instead of having to press it for single button. Single button, there was a lot of controversy with it. It came out, I had said it's not going to be a big deal. It's not a big deal. It's a huge DPS loss, so nobody on the high end uses it, and anybody who's not worried about min-maxing can use it and have fun, or just take it easy, or whatever. It's not a big deal. I said it wasn't going to be a big deal. Of course, in this case, I was right. Guards at capital cities now offer the location of training dummies as a point of interest. That's actually good. Default behaviors for A and D have been changed from turning to strafe. Oh, default behaviors have changed from turning to strafe. On login, existing players may be prompted with a choice to set their movement to old and new. Yeah, that is something I saw in the beta. Catch-up experience. If player hasn't logged in for 60 days, on the character select screen, characters may have an option to log in the catch-up experience. New tutorials have been added, various gameplay tutorials added. Item comparison is now on by default and has UI improved to help with visual clarity. That's good. Updated the art of the following hand cursors: grabbing, pointing, holding, open. The default keybind for the PvP group finder has been changed to Shift N. It was H. All content notes here, like little stuff there. But yeah, there's the big things for me. I'll definitely do the time waste to get the mount +1. The Brawl Pub, that's what I'll be making like videos on probably. And then of course the housing stuff. Maybe I'll do some housing stuff. I don't know. It's not like my biggest thing, but like, you know, I do think it's really cool. Like I at the end of the day, I do think it's really cool, even though it's not my #1 thing that I love or whatever. So, but yeah, that's it for this one, guys. As always, I do ask you to please subscribe to the channel. It helps me out a lot. If you're already a subscriber, I encourage you to check out the Patreon. And other than that, everybody, have a good one.